Hi, welcome to Barb's Healthy Life. If this is your first time here, please take a moment to click the bell below to subscribe. Today in this video, I'm going to be showing you what I do to make microgreens at home. It's a fairly easy process. This is the tray that I started with already. I've previously used this tray several times, so you can see the dirt already in the bottom. First, I'm going to pour in some nice cool water. And I laid the sticks on the bottom because my two black trays are exactly the same. And if I don't put the sticks there, there won't be enough room in the bottom. They'll just sit right into each other and there won't be enough room in the bottom for the water. And I need the water to be down there because this is how I bottom water after they start to sprout. Okay, what I do next is I put my tray of soil on top. So you can tell that those little sticks are going to keep them from squishing on that water out. And this is actually compost that I previously used. I made this compost in my compost bucket in my backyard this past summer. Okay, and you can see some little baby sprouts because I used this last time. But I like to reuse the soil because it is so good and it's such a good healthy mix. So what I'm doing now is I'm just flattening the soil down. I don't want it to be higher than the level of my tray, but I want it to be almost at the level of my tray because it makes it really easy at that point for me to take scissors and just cut off the microgreens that I like. Now these are broccoli microgreens we're planting today. I sometimes call them sprouts by accident, so if I do that, just ignore me. Okay, now I'm just gonna make the soil nice and wet. It wasn't really dry because I had just finished up some microgreens recently. Okay, so now the soil is really very wet. You can see how it squishes. Alright, so then all I need to do at that point is just add my broccoli seeds. I ordered these from a company online. And I just spread them out. Ooh, okay, that may be a little too close together. I could try to separate those a little bit. You don't want them right on top of each other. You want it to fill like the whole tray, all the way to the edges. Don't waste any space. And in order for these to germinate, I want to make sure that they're touching the wet soil. I actually had that problem last time. I must not have pushed them down to touch the wet soil enough. And then some of them didn't germinate right away. So as you can see, it doesn't take too many broccoli seeds. Let me spread these guys out a little bit because they're so close together. Okay. And they will start to sprout in the dark. Okay. So I'm just pushing these down and then I'm going to cover them for about 3 days with another tray. So basically I'm using 3 of these trays. Oh, excuse me, I hit the camera. Basically I'm using 3 of these trays. Let's get some little sprouties over here to make this work. Okay, like I said, you can see the little leftover sprouts from last time, but it's really no big deal. You can reuse this. And this, because this is so healthy, this is homemade compost, I really don't want to toss it and just get some more. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to take another tray, just use it as a lid and put it on top. And pretty soon, I'll have some sprouts and I'll show you what that looks like. In fact, we can check it every day. So here's our initial planting. We just planted those broccoli sprout seeds. Okay, so we planted the microgreens about 1 day ago. 24 hours. Not a whole lot going on there yet, but we'll keep our eye on it. Okay, here we are at about the 48-hour mark, day 2, just about finished. I'll probably leave them either 3 or 4 days to germinate. Here's the microgreens, what they're starting to look like. You can see some of them are starting to grow up, even though they're covered and in the dark. Okay, we're on day 3, or it's been about 36 hours. Let's take a look at the microgreens. Oh, see, they're starting to sprout. They look pretty good. I think I'm going to give them another day under cover to see if they can grow a little bit more. Okay, so here we are, day 4, and let's take a peek. See how they look. Oh, I think this lid is gonna come off now for good. Take a look at how good these guys look. Now you might be thinking, they look kind of gross. They look kind of yellow. But that's only because they haven't seen the sun yet. Once they get out into the sun or the light, they will turn green pretty quickly. So by tomorrow they will be green. So I have a light here, and I'm gonna plug that in and just turn it on. Oh, plug it in the right way. Okay, and then you can see, and they're gonna get lots of light today. It's called a grow light. You may have seen them in the stores. It also helps the microgreens grow up, straight up. I do use in the summertime just a table by the window, which is totally fine. But then they grow towards the window, so I have to keep spinning them. This way they do just grow up, and it makes it a little bit easier for me to cut them later on. But our microgreens are turning out just fine. Something I wanted to mention, you can see here in the bottom of the microgreens, at the bottom of the microgreen stem, basically, some hair. And it may look like mold to you, like, hey, this tray's got mold, throw that out, that's gross. But it's not actually mold. It's the little hairs at the bottom. So it's perfectly fine, and we do not need to throw away these awesome broccoli microgreens. 5 hours later, they're already greening up. So we are on day 5 of growing our microgreens. They look pretty good. I am noticing something that I don't normally see. It almost looks, if you can see it this way, like we have pockets of shorter and higher microgreens. Not sure exactly why that's happening, but this is the first time I've grown microgreens and videotaped it while I was doing it, so maybe I was a little bit distracted. But they still look pretty good, and I'm sure they're going to be delicious. They'll probably be ready for harvesting tomorrow, and then the days after that. All right, now we're at the next day, and you can see that the broccoli microgreens are really filling in nicely. Look how big they're getting. It's been about a week since we planted the microgreens, and they've come in really nicely. So today, I'm going to cut a few and add them to my salad. Microgreens contain a lot of healthy benefits. And so I just like to add some to my salad each day when I have them. Now, since these took about a week to grow, I should probably start my next batch today so that in a week I'll have some more. In the summertime, they grow a lot faster. Usually they're ready to harvest in 4 days. If you'd like to learn more about microgreens and find out the supplies that you need to make them yourself, please watch my next video, Behind the Scenes, More About Microgreens. Link below.